I said I wasn't going to participate in this discussion, but I woke up with it on my mind this morning around the passport brothers, and some of the men have been saying that they're going out of the country to go get their wives. I actually like that these passport brothers exist. I wish all of them would actually just go literally someplace else. Maybe if they got love, they would stop abusing the woman that they don't love here in America simply because the woman cannot be submissive to their toxic behavior. I feel that if more men left the country to go get their so-called wives, maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll be happier. Mind you, a lot of these men are treating you bad because they're broke. Maybe if they go to like these countries where their dollar will be maximized, they won't have to complain and feel like they're a broke man. They can be that rich guy in a third world country or a poor country or wherever they're going to get these women that obviously they want to use like a slave. It's really servitude that they're looking for, to be honest. They don't know that, but that's what they really want. Someone that could, anytime a guy wants a woman like their mother, it's really servitude that they're seeking.
When Kevin Samuels died, a lot of these black women were mocking his death and making fun of the fact that he was dead. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And the thing about it was, if you follow me in community chat, you know that when this happened, I kept saying the exact same thing. If they think that all of the anti-them rhetoric is over, and I'm not just talking about black women, I'm talking about the white liberal feminists as well. I kept saying, if they think that the anti-them rhetoric is over, they are sorely mistaken. I figured that it would ultimately be the misogynistic antics of shows like Fresh and Fit and a couple of other manosphere dudes who still are around and have relatively big shows. I thought it would be them who would serve to keep getting under these people's skin and getting under these women's skin. But I never really imagined how big the Passport Bros movement would grow. And I guess part of the reason for that is, again, I said this in a different video, due to the COVID lockdown, a lot of people were stuck at home, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't travel. And some of these dudes, they met women online from other countries. And as soon as the floodgates opened and COVID was over and airplanes started flying again, as soon as all that nonsense was over, dudes quickly got their passports together and they got out of this country as soon as they possibly could. Philippines had a tremendous wait list of dudes trying to get in, but they had some very wacky COVID policies about where you could and couldn't land and where you could and couldn't go with or without the COVID vaccine and all this. And the thing about it was there was also issues in Thailand because those are, major Southeast Asian tourist destinations. And they tried to do 90-day visas and everything. They were experimenting with very long-term visas. For example, Thailand will give you a 10-year visa if you can prove that you have $50,000 worth of health insurance and if you're willing to invest over $250,000 into Thai real estate. So they're willing to give you a very long-term visa. But the thing about it is most of these Southeast Asian countries, they want to make sure that when you come to those countries, they want to make sure that you are not a drag on their economy or their government. And they want to make sure that you're not a problem, you're not a troublemaker, you're just coming there probably to retire and bring your juicy, fat pension with you. And that's one of the things that these women refuse to accept. Now, any time that you hear one of these women attacking the men and saying, oh yeah, well, you're probably broke. One of the things you got to understand is broke men can't afford to travel this way. They can't. Broke men cannot afford to travel this way. When you're traveling, like for instance, me, when I fly anywhere, I fly business class. I don't fly any other way but business class. Now, I know some people might try to make fun and be like, oh, why don't you fly first? But no, I use it as a tax strategy. When you fly business class and you have business class expenses for your tourism, that business class expense, along with my YouTube personality as a journalism, I file 1099 and I use that to my advantage. Not only that, but I also get write-offs on my cars. I get write-offs in order to say, oh yes, well, my work has a certain amount of mileage on this vehicle and you get tax write-offs. But see, a lot of you are W-2 employees, but you don't file 1099. But I'm not going to get into that. Bottom line is, broke men don't travel this way. Now, for this video, I decided I was just going to put in some South Korean video footage. I would have put in Seychelles video footage, but I can always do that again, because it seems that there's no end to these women making these angry videos where they are denouncing the Passport Brothers. I thought by now they would have given up on it, but something tells me that this was a very long, dry summer, and it was real hot and it was really dry. Not just for these men who were stuck here and couldn't travel, but for these women who were lonely. And see, I think that's the thing about Kevin Samuels that a lot of these women fail to realize. Kevin Samuels was slamming maybe 30 to 40% of these women who are unfit, unfriendly, and unfeminine, if that's even a word. Bottom line is, they were not fit, friendly, or feminine. He was slamming them. However, he did believe in marriage. He did have a Facebook and a YouTube that was promoting his dating services where he was bringing black men and black women together. So he was pro-marriage. At least, as much as he got under your skin, was saying you're fat and saying you're Big Shirley and playing those keyboard sounds, I really wish to God I could get my hands on Kevin Samuel's soundboard. He had one of those soundboard pros. And those things, it's like $200, but he had his programmed where that dude was hitting keystrokes and he was pissing people the fuck off. I really wish I could get my hands on that. Thing about it is, Kevin Samuels at least was keeping black women and even white women and even American women. He was keeping you in the game. See, that's what you'll fail to understand. You know how they have that saying, the devil you know versus the devil you don't know? I knew when he died, first of all, I knew the rhetoric against y'all was going to just ramp up. I didn't know it was going to look like this with Passport Bros taking center stage. But what I understood was that rhetoric was not going away. So bottom line is, he was keeping you in the game. He had a dating service and he was matching up matches and they were getting married and stuff. Passport Bros is 100% anti-you. Passport Bros just completely is disgusted with the idea of wifing up an American woman. Passport Bros is completely disgusted with that. It's completely disgusted with that idea. Now, there are a few exceptions. Non-Americanized Asian females, non-Americanized Hispanic females, like first generation fresh off the boat. I think Passport Bros make an exception for them. But Americanized Asians, like the ones who march in those feminist rallies, no, thank you. Americanized Hispanic women, like the ones who are quick to quote that liberal arts bullshit where they're talking about male toxicity and all that. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't even feel like talking about it because it's just ridiculous. No, thank you. All that shit that you spent $40,000 a year and ran up your personal debt to go listen to in some classroom, some liberal feminist classroom, some college that was giving you a degree that was basically worthless. All that money you spent, all that debt you went into, got nothing to show for it. Some of y'all got PhDs. You can barely get a job. Colleges ain't hiring for that no more because they got low attendance numbers. Men, in many cases, are dropping out, not going to college, and they're becoming vocational workers, pilots, truckers, construction workers, et cetera, and they're not going to these schools. And the sad thing is, the schools raise the money, increase the tuition, make these women pay even more, but they're not paying for it. They're putting it on the credit card. They're the ones who are deep in student loan debt. Biden thought he could save y'all with his bullshit promises for loan forgiveness, and all it ended up being was maybe you get $10,000 out of the $40,000 that the average person owes. Maybe you get $20,000 out of the $40,000 that you owe, and chances are you owe way more than that. And see, that's the thing. Women are so busy competing with American men now. So busy competing. Passport Bros say they travel. What do the women say? Oh yeah, well we travel too. We're well traveled. Have you ever seen these women go traveling, especially when they go together? What you get is a clump of heavy-set women who go on these vacations and they end up booking themselves on tours and they spend all their vacation on a tour. There's no man there with them. It's just them. There's no boyfriend, no husband. Now they're talking all this smack and jazz about how they got men here and there. They got dudes. No, those dudes are using them as booty calls. But when it comes to traveling, they go into these places by themselves. They go in, like just like that video I played in Jamaica where the guy is slathering her up. They go to Jamaica by themselves. They go to the Caribbean by themselves. They go to here's a question. Here's a question. How many women do you know recently talking about going to Greece? Because those European tours, all of a sudden these European tours are trying to get them to come to Greece. Not only that, I was going to do a short video about Italy, Sardinia. Sardinia in Italy is an island off the coast of the main island of Italy, or the boot shape of Italy. Sardinia is actually offering people $15,000 if they're willing to move to Sardinia and stay there and build up their real estate because the island is dying. Europe is dying. These women are going to these countries. They're trying to get to Greece. They go to Thailand. They go to Phi Phi Island, Phuket. They go to Pattaya. But they there alone. Ain't no guy with them. Now, you saw my last video. I went to Thailand with a group of these females, and as soon as I got there, I split off from them, and I went off with my Filipina girlfriend. Now, they were busy on these stupid tours that I was not interested in. You think I'm flying 9,000 miles so I can walk through a temple? You think I'm flying 9,000 miles so I can see a garden, a temple, another garden, a garden, temple? You think I'm flying 9,000 miles for that? No. First of all, I had a ball of a time. Me and my Filipina, we ate the best. And my last video, there's video of it. We ate well, we chilled, we had a great damn time. And let me tell you something. While my female coworker friends were in them hotel rooms and all they had was each other to talk to and all they had was each other, because them Thai guys ain't looking for them. And another thing that you probably noticed in the other video, that woman was complaining that the black men who are overseas, when they see black women overseas, they avoid them and don't look at them. Well, first of all, black men didn't travel 9,000 miles to see your ass. So those women, they up there in their hotel room, bored, lonely, single, unmarried, childless, over 40, post-wall. Me, oh snap, me and my Filipina. Let me tell you something. Me and my Filipina, we were up in that hotel room, and let me tell you something, we didn't get much sleep. The only sleep we got was like late in the morning because we didn't get much sleep. Let me tell you something. While y'all were dry, y'all were dry. I was not dry. I was wet. Wet. And it's funny because you think if I go to Thailand that I'd actually go there and try to meet a Thai chick. I went there, and I guess maybe you could say I'm stupid. I basically brought lunch to a buffet. That's what I did. I brought lunch to a buffet. And let me tell you something. It paid off because I didn't have to go searching for nothing. Because, here's the problem. Men are hunter-gatherers. When men go out, they go out and hunt, and they gather, and they bring it back home. It's a simple programming that has been evolved over 2 million years of human life. Men are hunter-gatherers. When we go out and get women, we bring them back. We don't expect them to decide that they're going to leave. That's the problem. It's like when I get collection items, like you got guys collect stuff, you put it on your shelf, you look at it. Some guys collect guns. Put it on your shelf, look at it. You never expect it to get up and decide to leave and take half your shit with it. Your dog, you get a dog, you get a pet, a dog mostly. Your dog is going to stay there for the most part. He ain't going nowhere. Now, I mean, he's going to die eventually, but he ain't going nowhere. And if you take care of him, he's not going to get lost. And you feed him, he's there all the time. You got him, you petting him, and blah, blah, blah. He's your emotional support dog. He ain't getting up and leaving. Women, however, are the one thing that hunting, gathering men have to worry about, just packing up and leaving and say, yeah, I'm leaving. If you're an alcoholic, your dog is not going to leave you. I can promise you that. If you got a drug problem, your dog's not going to leave you. None of your items are going to leave you. But a woman, yeah, she'll pack right the fuck up and she's out. And take half your shit that you worked for with you. Passport bros already know what it is. They're not tolerating it. They're not tolerating it. So y'all are in a tizzy and y'all are pissed off and y'all are angry because not only are we getting those passports, not only are we traveling, and these dudes are only going to like the same place. They're going like DR, Thailand, Colombia, Medellin, Brazil. They go into the same places looking for the same type of women. And these dudes, the moment they get the chance, they are putting rings on their finger and they wifing them up and promise, like 90 Day Fiance. They got perfect stories about it. And 90 Day Fiance likes the most dysfunctional ones, but there was a black dude who married a Dominican chick. He brought her back here. She thought she was going to be living La Vida Loca, and he was like, nah, honey, now that you're here, we're going to work and we're going to work together and this, that, and other. But it's like, no, it's like you're not living as a parasite. You're going to, you're going to be my wife. My uncle did the same thing. He went to DR. He got himself a chick. No, he did not go to Sosua. He went to like Santo Domingo. And his wife has been with him. My uncle has been with his Dominican wife since 2011. I flew down there for the wedding, JetBlue, 2011. They have been married since 2011. They have 3 kids. So all these black women getting on it. Oh, yeah, well, she's just going to leave you. All she's going to do is she's going to wait till she gets her green card, and she's going to get her green card, and then she's going to start working, and then she's going to leave you, and you're going to be high and dry. Well, that didn't happen to my uncle. That didn't happen to him. They live very well. They have the biggest house in the block. They got big property taxes, but they got the biggest house in the block. They got 3 kids. All of them are healthy. They're involved in their kids' schooling. They got all this stuff going on and everything. And the thing about it is, he's happier than he would have been if he married one of these American women. And he was never going to do it because he knows that would never have worked out. He'd probably have been divorced probably after about 2 or 3 years. So when I see these women, oh, yeah, you just want a slave. You just want a servant. You toxic masculinity. I'm going to pray for you. You get that toxic masculinity. You're slaves and servants. Slaves and servants. I tell you what, you want slaves and servants. That's what, and you lie. You think you rich. You're not rich. These women don't want you. They want Chris Brown. I tell you, they've been making these videos so much that I have a problem keeping up with the rebuttals. I have a problem keeping up with the rebuttals because they keep making them. Bottom line is, they're saying all this shit and it amounts to nothing because they can't talk passport bros out of their own experience. I can't go somewhere, have a great fucking time, and then you tell me that you didn't have a good time. That doesn't work. It doesn't work because it doesn't make sense. You can't tell me I didn't have a good time. You can't tell me that the woman who I'm dating or the woman who I'm bringing back, you can't tell me what she's going to do because number one, you don't know her. And number 2, you don't know her situation. My only recommendation, and I really hope that passport bros do listen to this. My recommendation is that when you meet these women, that you do meet their families and that you do talk to their fathers as much as you can because you might not speak their language, but you let the fathers know that you are interested in a serious relationship. And my thing is, you should only date the women who have fathers and mothers. And there's a big reason why. First of all, if a woman's got a father and a mother and they're in the same household and that household is successful and they haven't broken up, no divorces, this, that, and other. When a woman has a father, that's when she observes her father and her mother as a young girl, and she sees how a man is supposed to treat a woman. Not only that, she also sees how a woman is supposed to treat a man. The problem with these American women is there's just as many fatherless households with females in them as there are with males in them. And we're not just talking about blacks, we're talking about whites too. Because I know so many young, good-looking white girls who've divorced their men. And they're younger than half my age. And I'm like, wait a minute, how are you divorced? You're young. And usually it's finances. or they were with somebody who, for whatever reason, they just decided that they wanted to go have hot girl summer and they wanted to fuck around. Thing about it is, a lot of these women are so toxic. They want to point out male toxicity. A lot of these women are so toxic. And part of the reason is because they ain't got fathers. Not only that, their fathers, if they do have a father, ain't in the household. When you got a father and a mother and they're in a household that's successful, they're both doing whatever they got to do to make that household successful, working, bringing home the bacon, making a clean, neat house. Women who come from that, those are the only ones worth marrying. Because if you marry one of these, I have a theory. If you get one of these fatherless women, my belief is that these women turn predatorial. And they love using that word against men. But my thing is, these women turn predatorial. They're out for self. They're only interested in self. They become more arrogant. They become more headstrong. They basically turn psychotic, like the ones that you see in these videos, these little clips that I'm showing you. And the crazy thing about it is they act as if that's how it's supposed to be. But it's like the allegory of the cave. They've never seen anything else. They don't know any better. They haven't seen what a good household is supposed to look like. And because of that, those are the ones you should avoid, especially if you go overseas. I don't talk to bar girls. I damn sure don't mess with prostitutes because, number one, I don't want to catch nothing. The only thing I brought there is my luggage. I ain't trying to catch nothing. I don't do massage parlors. I've been offered, I was in China. When you're in China, you live in Shanghai. I was living in Shanghai. I had an apartment. And down the block was Ujiaochong. That was down the block from Fudan University. I had an apartment at Guoding Road. You don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. And the cafes and the hair salons, those things were open till 2 and 3 and 4 a.m. Let me tell you something. There were hair salons that never cut a lock of hair. And them places were nothing but brothels. They had, I swear to God, I can't make this up. Believe me when I tell you this. I went to a barber shop, get my hair cut because I was starting to get fuzzy all around my face. Like some of these dudes, they let their hair go to shit. I cut my hair very short like I'm still in the military. And cut my hair very short. And basically, I always shave my face into a specific shape. So all the hair around my face, I get it shaved a specific way. So I went to this Chinese barbershop. And he, it was like, I think the haircut was like $8 or something like that. So I was going to give him 12 because I like to tip, and I basically, if you give me good service, I'll pay you like I'm in America. I don't care. Like, for instance, if I go to the Philippines, like I went to this barbershop in the Philippines, and I think the haircut should have probably, and it was a real good haircut. He gives you the head massage, and he gives you the wash my hair. I got short, curly black hair. They washed my hair. I never get that shit in America. I go over when I was in China, believe this or not, I still got the photos. I dyed my hair. I'm not going to, it was the Wesley Snipes Demolition Man. But anyway, that dye of my hair only cost me like less than $20. Got the full haircut, all the service, right? So when I get great service, I don't mind paying for it. Like I'll pay you like it's America. Like I usually give my barber $20, and sometimes if I'm happy, I give him like a $4, $5 tip, right? I had my hair cut, and I'm still sitting in the chair. And then all these women were sitting behind me, like they're sitting on these benches, just like in Rush Hour 2. And as soon as my haircut's done, they all got up and they all surrounded me. And the guy, jokingly, because you already know when there's innuendo there, the guy was like, Niao Buyao Anmo. Niao Buyao Anmo. That means, do you want or not want a massage? Anmo being massage, right? And I'm looking at the ladies and I'm like, no, booyah. So that means I don't want that. I don't want a massage. First of all, I've said this like when I was in Thailand. There's massage parlors everywhere in Thailand. That's like their big thing. That's their culture. I don't like strangers touching me. And it's just that simple. If I don't know you, I don't want your hands on me. I just don't want your hands on me. So I'm a bit of a germaphobe. I don't want to mess with no hookers. So what I'll do is if I'm living in another country, I get a girlfriend. And usually I look for girlfriends in the schools, colleges, whatever, working women. When I say working women, they have to have a career. I was talking to this woman. She was a hotel manager in Philippines. But I don't mess with these like some dudes are just interested in a real quick wham bam thank you ma'am. I don't do that shit. I do not do that shit. Now understand, I don't cap, because if I wanted to go the exact opposite and say, yeah, I do all that shit, it wouldn't really matter because I could say whatever I want. But the bottom line is I don't like strangers touching me. I'm a germaphobe. I don't, there's certain things I don't want to do. Okay? That's just how I am. Everybody's different. Bottom line is this. These dudes who are going over there, some of them are messing with these bar girls. Some of them messing with these go-go club girls and this, that, and other. I don't do none of that. But my recommendation is if you're a passport bro and you're looking for a wife, meet the family, get to know the family, let the family know you're interested. Make sure that the family, and you basically have to be real quiet, pay attention to how the husband treats the woman. Because for the most part, because those people's culture is so ingrained in them, they will act the same way they'd always act, whether you're there or not. They're not going to show off for you because they don't know how to show off for you. There's certain things that they won't do, and there's certain things they will do, and there's certain things that are habit. And all you got to do is just sit back, relax, and watch them. But if you're looking for a wife, some of these countries, oh yeah, they got women who are very marriage-minded. They're anti-divorce. As long as you treat them good, as long as you are a provider, they absolutely will marry you and they will stay married. I'm not into that divorce shit. I don't believe in divorce. I believe in, you know how they say death do us part? That's how I believe. Now, these women nowadays, these modern women, they don't believe in death do us part. They don't believe until death do. They don't believe that. Now, my thing is, I believe it. So that said, it's like divorce is not in the cards. So my thing is, you got to make a good relationship with the family. You got to let them know that, listen, if things work out, we'll get married. And if we get married, she'll be working in my country, and then she'll be providing the family with finances from the country. Because you got to understand, when you go to some of these countries, and I know these angry liberal feminists, yeah, well, if you're preying on these underdeveloped countries, these developing countries. Now, this is what gets me. Feminism is supposed to be about equal rights and equal opportunity for women specifically. But this liberal feminazism that you see is basically a bunch of white liberal feminists who are only concerned with their own reproductive options. They don't give a shit about any of these other women. You don't see them over there fighting the Taliban. You don't see them joining the Peshmerga. There's a lot of white women who are in the military. You don't see any of them going over there to join the Peshmerga. You see some of these dumb motherfuckers signing up to go in Ukraine and fight, and when they get killed on the news, they expect me to feel upset about it, which I don't. But the bottom line is, if you want to go and help these women, you want to go fight somebody, you can go right on over there at your own risk. And by at your own risk, I mean you will be killed. The Taliban ain't playing that shit. Moscow ain't playing that shit. China ain't playing that shit. So these women are only concerned with their own reproductive options. They are not concerned with these other women. And it seems to me that they should be in favor of American men spreading the wealth. They should be in favor of American men flying, getting a foreign wife, bringing her back, and improving her quality of living. Because you got to understand, some of them have shitty quality of living. I mean, you saw Big Ed and Rosemary. She was sleeping next to rats. And the rats, those poor rats looked sick, tired, and hungry. There was a rat sitting right there in the corner. If you watch the video, he was in the shower, Big Ed. Big Ed was in the shower. The rat's there. The rat looked like the rat was just sick. He looked tired. You don't ever see tired, sick rats. The rat looked like he was on his last legs. He was like, yeah, man, hey, Big Ed, if you could do something, do me a favor. Could you take me back to America with you so I could be like one of those American rats, those big, fat New York City subway American rats where they're so big they can drag a slice of pizza? That rat in that video, 90 Day Fiancé, that rat was tired. But you think these feminists would actually be in favor of American men spreading the wealth? Of course they're not. All they want is what they can get out of you. All they want is what they can get for themselves. They are the real predators. They're no better than the alien queen in the Alien Resurrection movie. That's all they are. You remember Aliens and Aliens 3, where you see the queen and all she's interested in is laying eggs and shit? That's what we're talking about. See, when you understand those alien movies on the level I understand those alien movies, it totally understands, it totally helps you understand female nature. All they're interested in is their own reproductive rights. All they're interested in is building their nest under the atmospheric processor. They're trying to build their nest, and they're trying to lay their eggs, and they're trying to get them eggs fertilized, and they're trying to find hosts and victims so that they can impregnate the host with the face huggers. That's all they're interested in. Everything else is secondary. All they're interested in is building a nest under that atmospheric processor. That's all they're interested in. And that's what it is. So they don't care about these other women. Are you kidding? If in a logical space, these women would be cheering you on, Passport Brothers. Yeah, that poor woman over there, she has nothing. She has a roof that flies off every time there's a storm. She has floors that are flooded every single summer because they have these monsoons. Your Indonesian wife, many of her people, 100,000 of her people were swept away by a tsunami. Thank goodness a good American man like you could go over there and rescue her. They ain't interested. Are you kidding? They're not interested in that shit. All they want is what they can get. They are greedy. They are predators. That's what they are. They are the predators. They're the real predators. See, and it's sad because I hate to use the word predator, because the thing about it is I feel as a science person, as a scientist, as a licensed scientist, as a person who holds master's degrees in science, I hate to use the word predator because predators, the predator-prey relationship is about, basically it's really about energy acquisition. Animals don't kill other animals and eat them just because it's fun. They kill them and eat them because they're fucking hungry and they need food to stay alive. Predators go around killing and eating other animals. They don't go around fucking them. That doesn't happen. You'll never find anywhere in the animal kingdom where there's an animal that just runs around fucking the other animals and then running off and then leaving that animal. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The only animal in the animal kingdom that does anything even remotely like that are humans. So I don't even want to use that word predator because I know it doesn't fit. The predator-prey relationship does not fit here. Now, you could say that you have the franchised and the disenfranchised. You can say that you have the developed and the underdeveloped. But no, the predator-prey relationship, that really doesn't fit. But you have to understand what's happening. These women are sitting in these bullshit liberal arts colleges, getting these bullshit degrees. And as they're getting these bullshit degrees, they think they know every fucking thing, which they don't. And they're parroting information that they've heard. They didn't do this research themselves. They read that shit. And that's what you're dealing with. So basically, that's all I really wanted to say. I just was responding to these videos that are put on here by these hopeless, single, unmarried, childless. Well, some of them are childless. Some of them are single moms. But I was just responding to that because they're putting up these videos so quickly that it's so hard to keep up. But keep up I shall. I will only respond to the ones that I find especially ridiculous. And for the most part, if you're a passport bro, keep on getting those passports and keep on moving forward. You know exactly what you're doing and you know exactly what you want out of life. And I'll just stop right here because as you can see, I think I'm walking into right here. This was my hotel room in South Korea in this video, as you can see. It was the Seoul Hotel. And very lovely hotel. I think it was only like $150 a night or something. And very lovely hotel. The pool, unfortunately, was closed for whatever reason. I think they had to do maintenance on it or something. Very, very lovely hotel. I like to travel simply because I like to travel. I'm not traveling just for women. I like to see what other places are like. Like, for example, I heard about Seychelles somehow, and I decided I want to go see Seychelles. I don't even remember how I heard about it. I don't even remember how I heard about it. And I just decided, you know what, I want to go see that place. Flew over there, Emirates, flew over there to Seychelles. That was my first time going to Dubai, 2015. Wonderful, beautiful trip. Women had nothing to do with it. Now, when I went to Philippines, it was a little bit different because I met a chick there and we hit it off and blah, blah, blah. But when I went to South Korea, I met up with my Chinese friend and we spent the time together. And that was a great time that we had. It was a really good time. And the thing about it is, I just want to let this video play until you get to the hotel room because I just want to show the hotel room. It was a really nice boutique designed hotel room. So I want to show that part off in this part of the clip. That was a nice hotel. So if you're ever in Seoul, South Korea, look for the Seoul Hotel. Seoul means ceiling. It means roof. It means sky. That's where we get the word ceiling from. It's roof, ceiling, sky, so forth and so on. But that's about it. I mean, I had a great time. I love traveling. My next trip, as you know, I did a video. I did a video of Maldives, business class, Emirates, all the way round trip. Some people, when they fly business class, they only fly part the way business class. Not me. No. I flew round trip business class. And I intend to do that for Bora Bora next. As soon as these COVID restrictions and everything are completely done, Bora Bora it is. And now I'm just going to let you enjoy this little clip right here of my hotel room. Oh, boy, it's hot in here. I'm going to have to figure out a way to hack this card key thing. Okay. All right. I got some juice, some yogurt. Let's turn that AC on. Put down my Korean money, which I don't understand yet. Okay, let's get that AC cranking. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Get it cranking. Get it popping. Let's go get it popping. Let's go. Whew. Warm. All right, come on. All right, come on, let's go. Let's get it popping. All right, fire it up, baby. Okay, so I definitely think I need to take a shower. But right now, I feel like I have to drop some friends off at the pool, if you get my drift. About to drop some friends off at the pool. Then after that, I'll take my nice shower, and I'll hop in this queen-size bed right here and get a nappy nap. I'll hook up with my friends tomorrow. Everything's a little room, but I have to say this is a better room than I had in Japan at the Shinjuku Star Hotel. Definitely much better. All right, so let's watch some Korean television and let's end this. Hey, morning in Korea. Morning here in Korea. So as you can see, we got the Hyundais here. A lot of Hyundais. Hyundais you ain't seen before. Got some bigwig right here, rolled up with the S-Class. Best car you can possibly buy. C-Class right here, C330. So freaking quiet, man. Once they have electric cars, you're not gonna hear a damn thing in this place. Look at this. The one thing I was thinking, the difference between South Korea and China and Japan is that there's almost no language assistance whatsoever if you are not able to speak Korean. Like when you go to Japan, there's plenty of language assistance. Like if you don't speak Japanese, if you don't read Japanese, there's a lot of language assistance. But if you don't speak Korean and you come here, you're in a world of hurt. So basically, I got up because I was looking for a grocery store, and I was probably gonna get like some coffee, powdered coffee, because like in my room I have like a teapot where you can heat up water. And I also would like an extension cord, but I don't know if I'll find an extension cord right away. So if I find one, I find one. Yeah, but 10,000 miles away from New York City. Oh, look at this guy. He's got the trike. He's got the ill trike. Yeah, it's like, and I guess that's the other thing about it. Because of the fact that the majority of people here is pretty much homogenous, they don't feel that they need language assistance. You know, language assistance is nice, but they don't feel that they need it because it's just them. You know, kind of makes me wonder, when is President Trump going to announce that the new official language of the United States of America is English, thereby making it so we don't have to cater to any other people, any other language, and that everybody has to learn English, otherwise you might as well stay home. I mean, that's a really dick move to do, but basically that's exactly what I see going on right here, right now. And as you can see, the scooch is real. It's absolutely incredible. It's untouchable. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so basically, you know, I just head out in a direction and see what's out here. It's like the only stores that I've seen thus far where I can be reasonably certain that if I go there, they're gonna have like pretty much what I want, is the ones that are kind of like the 7-Elevens, because the 7-Eleven style stores pretty easy to get to, pretty easy to find, pretty easy to figure out. It's the 650 bus. I don't know where any of these buses go. Guess it really doesn't matter. But basically, you know what's funny? This place looks almost exactly like downtown Flushing. And I think what really does it is the fact that these signs are Korean only and they have no language assistance. When you go to downtown Flushing, they have like no language assistance whatsoever. And that's basically like the Koreans telling you, it's like, yeah, we've got enough of us here where we don't need your money if you don't speak Korean, so we can care less, you can stay out of here. You know? And that's basically exactly what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure that's probably a hardware store over there. Yeah, it looks like a hardware store. Got a lot of Hyundais. Got this Genesis rolling. I have one of those on lease. That's a G30. A G30, mind you, not a G80, which is the equivalent of the Hyundai Genesis H-Track with the V6. That was a G30 right there. Mantra, yeah. Kia, lots of Kia Optimus. Cadenza, this is a Cadenza. Yeah. Very, very nice place. Just wait patiently and then walk across the street. So I have my Mophie in my pocket. And while I'm walking, I'm like charging this thing. So hopefully nobody gets worried about the fact I have like a big white iPhone wire coming out of my pocket. You know, and nobody talks to you. That's the weird thing about it. Nobody says anything. Nobody says hi. Let's find a nice grocery store. Peaches, pears actually. These guys. Watermelon delivery. Hell of a lot of fruit going on here. It's a whole lot of fruit. This must be the fruit district. One thing I did want to do is I wanted to find a store that sells like Samsung SSD drives, and I wanted to price it and find out how much one costs here as compared to how much one costs in America. Because if it's cheaper here, I'll probably get it here. So quiet, Jesus. It's off-putting. I'm used to loud noise all day.
So we got some scooch right here. Why not? Very nice. Probably need some skin oil too, because I don't want to be ashy in South Korea. That's unacceptable. Got another Genesis. Those Genesises are damn good cars, I have to say. Like, I used to make jokes about Hyundai. I can't make jokes about Hyundai anymore. Some damn good cars, especially on these roads. These roads are very, very nice. And they're very, very well kept. I think that's another Kia Cadenza. All that gaudy shit on it. Sonata 2.0, probably. I don't know if this has the turbo, because it doesn't say T. As you can see, lots of 2009 first generation new body style Sonatas. That's the main car here. That Sonata is just not as big as the new Sonata. Oh, Chrysler 300. I saw this same guy. I saw that same exact guy the other night. He was parked next to a restaurant I went to. Yeah, I saw that same guy. Yeah. This is another Genesis. As you can see, Genesis are pretty goddamn prevalent here. Pretty prevalent. Carnival. This is their minivan. I rode in one of these. It cost me $125 to ride from the airport to my hotel. And they have a Porsche right there. Plenty of luxury cars on the roads. Here's a GS25. I've noticed that they don't have 7-Elevens. I think that might have something to do with the fact that they hate the Japanese and they don't want to give the Japanese like anything. And 7-Eleven's like a Japanese thing. GS25. This is just a typical walk around the street in South Korea. 안녕하세요. All right, let's see if they got the coffee. I also would like some yogurt if they got it. I gotta read this stuff because I bought some stuff last night. I thought that shit was yogurt. Turned out that shit was just juice. Coffee. I want powdered coffee, but I don't. Gotta find another store. They got fruit here, beef, noodles. Yeah, man, I tell you, they got some. The beef stew that they got is incredible. Problem is, when half of your food is rice and the other half is steamed meat, let me tell you something. You get diarrhea real quick. Like, I've been pissing out of my ass for the last couple of days. It's an extension cord. Basically, when you want to read Korean money, all you really do is knock those last 3 digits off. So this is $4. This right here is $19. And that it's more expensive because this one has USB ports. This right here, as you can, this is $14. I could get one of these. This is only like $4. I think I could get one of these because I really hate the connections that they have. In fact, what I really would like is one of these USB ones. But the thing, because here's the problem. They have this 2-circle pin thing. And that shit is really, really, really annoying when you have like iPhones. Got an iPhone charger. So what I really should do is, instead of buying an extension cord, I should find out if I can get just a USB connector. Because if I do that, then I can plug it right into the regular wall. junk food. These people weigh very little because they eat like rice and steamed meat. You have coffee? Coffee. Powdered coffee. Like in the pack. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think this is what I'm looking for. Latte coffee. Cold brew lattes. Yeah, I think this is what I'm looking for. Facts. 9-bar pressure. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. But this should be good. That's right. I think I need some milk. I had a 3-in-1 coffee when I was in the Philippines. And all you had to do was you just, this looks like strawberry. No, this is, god damn, this is confusing as fuck. They have chocolate milk though. Chocolate milk, strawberry milk, oh yeah. This is how they serve everything. Everything's a very small serving. We got Charlie Brown chocolate milk. Let's see if that's any better. Chocolate milk, strawberry milk. They're like, yo, who is this guy and why does he shop like this? See what else I got. My refrigerator in my room is tiny, and that's a pain in the ass. Like right now I don't need any more juice, but it's really annoying that the refrigerator that I have is so small because I can't put that much stuff in there. We got all that beef, man. These people eat a lot of beef. Beef and noodles, yo. What else? Oh yeah, I did say I wanted oil. This is baby oil. You're supposed to put this, I guess this is good. You know, I don't want my hands being ashy. They don't have Palmer's oil. I got my Listerine. Already got that. Got the Listerine. Oh, I think this is kind of what I wanted. Oh no, that thing kills kills fucking flies. I don't need that. I can tell those are milks right there. I need sugar. That's what I need. I need sugar. Because I got milk, but I don't have sugar. I don't have a sweetener for the coffee. And you know what? They have all these bowls of noodles. Thing about it is I'm not going to buy any of those because I intend on eating at a different restaurant like every single day. So, let's see what else we got. Yeah, it's so hard to be decisive when I don't understand half the shit I'm looking at. I'll just pay for this. It's not very expensive. Most of the food here is actually relatively cheap. Oh yes, iPhone chargers, but I need a plug charger for that thing that's like 2.4 volts. This is a Samsung charger. I don't need that. Sugar, they only got brown sugar, which is probably also one of the reasons why everybody here only weighs like 100 pounds. That white sugar, that shit is dangerous. It's as bad for you as milk. Look at that car. Jesus Christ, that thing looks like a spaceship. Look at that. It looks like a spaceship. What's that, Buick? 안녕하세요.
어디야?
Huh?
어디?
어디?
고향이 어디야? 인도네시아?
Indonesia?
어.
No,
아니야.
New York.
너 유럽?
New York.
뉴욕.
Me.
네.
New York.
한번 악수대만 보내자.
Nice to see you.
어.
Nice to see you. Okay.
아, 지가.
Oh yeah. I'm a tall guy.
에.
Tall.
아.
All right. Nice to see you.
아.
All right. 감사합니다. I think she thinks that she just met Shaquille O'Neal.
Talking about how they are sick of women in America and how they're going to get their passports and go overseas and find them a wife. When the truth of the matter is, you don't want a wife. You want a slave. You want a maid. You want a personal assistant. These women are in dire financial need. And it sickens me that you get online and vocalize and brag about getting your passports and going to these countries with to get a wife who needs a green card to escape extreme poverty. Whether you pay her family, whether you pay her, no matter what the circumstance is, she is in a dire situation. How dare you capitalize off of the fact that this woman just wants to live and thrive financially. And then you call it a marriage. That's not marriage. It's modern day slavery, and I think that it's sick. I think that it's disgusting, and all you're really doing is sifting yourself from the real divine masculines and alpha males. Because when they walk in the room, we know it. You know why? Because we feel safe. And we're not safe with you. And we know it, and that's why we're disrespectful to you. That's why we don't like you, and that's why we don't give a damn that you're going to another country to find a wife. And while you're there, get the help you need to heal your inner child, because we know that you're unhealed, that you are narcissistic, and that you're a toxic person. So while you're spending your money on your new bride, be sure to get the help that you need to. We ain't mad. We don't want you. We see you. You're not a divine masculine. We ain't mad.
To be continued.